Okay, so today the goal is to briefly go over the Friedmann equation which we derived last time, and then to derive two other equations, the acceleration equation and the fluid equation. So the Friedmann equation, the acceleration, and fluid equations are a redundant description of the system. So only two of these equations are meaningful. So in order to solve for three functions, we need an equation of state to discuss. And then I'll discuss a strange thing called the Cauchy flow constant, which was hypothesized by Einstein to create a static universe. But it turns out this guy is responsible for the current expansion of the universe and the fact that it's accelerating. So, any questions from last time? So, last time we derived the Friedmann equation. I gave a cheating derivation of the Friedmann equation because the right derivation involves general relativity, and we haven't seen that yet. So the equation we derived has the form a dot squared over a squared equals 8 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon t minus kappa c squared over r squared 1 over a of t squared. So here in this equation, a of t is the scale factor in the FRW metric. The FRW metric was ds squared is minus c squared dt squared plus a of t squared dx of dx. So this is the scale factor that describes the size of the spatial directions in this metric. And kappa and r tell us about the curvature of the spatial sections. Namely, the part of the metric in brackets. So the other function which appears in the Friedmann equation is the energy density. We can think of this as mass density times d squared. So this is one equation, one differential equation, in two unknown functions, a and epsilon. So we need to figure out another differential equation at least to figure out these two functions. Okay? We also notice that we can write this Friedmann equation in multiple equivalent forms. So first thing we notice is the left-hand side is a dot squared over a squared, which is h of t squared. So you can write the Friedmann equation as an equation for Hubble parameter. We can also define a critical energy density. The critical energy density is defined in terms, well, we work initially with a flat universe. In a flat universe, h of t squared is 8 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon t. And this tells us there's a critical energy density, epsilon critical, which is 3c squared over 8 pi g Newton h of t squared. And if we evaluate the critical energy density today, This will be 3c squared rate pi g Newton h0 of t. h0 squared. There's no t anymore, since h0 is defined as h of t0. So, we can compare the energy density to the critical energy density, and that defines a new parameter, omega of t, which is the ratio of these two. And the Friedmann equation can then be written as 1 minus omega of t is kappa t squared for r squared a squared h t squared. So you'll often find these different forms of the Friedmann equation in Okay, so the goal then is to come up with other equations in order to solve for the second unknown function that appears in the Friedmann equation. So that's what we'll turn to next. Okay, so how do we interpret the Friedmann equation? The Friedmann equation involves the energy density, epsilon of t. So what do we know about energy?
It's related to mass by E equals mc squared.
Sure. But in physics, what do we know about energy? Suppose you solve a problem in first year of physics. So it's conserved, in a sense. And when I say in a sense, I'm referring to the tutorial problem that I'll give you soon. Okay, so the energy is conserved. And the Friedmann equation is, well, I'm going to put conserved in quotes because it's not quite conserved. The Friedmann equation is an equation that morally, I know morally doesn't mean here too often, describes energy conservation. So, another equation which we know that describes energy conservation is the first law of thermodynamics. So the first law of thermodynamics basically says that TdS is dQ, which is dE plus P dV. So dE is the change in the energy. And this is related to pressure and the change in the volume. And dQ is the heat flow. T is temperature. And ds is the change in the energy. So there's certain processes in physics called adiabatic processes. So So what happens in an adiabatic process? What's an adiabatic process? Okay, so an adiabatic process is a process in which there's no heat flow. So dq equals 0. It's also called an isentropic process because dq is TdS. If dq equals 0, then ds equals 0. There's no change in the entropy, and equivalently, there's no heat flow in a process like this. So dq is really 0 for a co-moving volume. So you're measuring heat flow in an expanding or a contracting universe, so A of t can be changing, but in terms of the measurements you make in a co-moving volume, dq is equal to 0. So, this equation, if you divide that by dt, tells us that 0 is dq dt is dE dt plus p dB dt. Yeah?
So what was the comment you made about a co-moving volume? Is the heat flow always 0 in a co-moving volume?
In the adiabatic process you're considering, dq is measured in a co-moving volume. Okay, so this is basically a statement that 0 equals E dot plus E V dot. Okay, so what are these things? V of t is 4 pi over 3 r of t cubed. So we call this rs of t cubed. 4. This is 4 pi over 3 rs cubed a of t cubed. Okay? So v dot then is what? It's 4 pi over 3 rs cubed 3 a of t squared a dot of t. So I can write this as 3 a of t cubed a dot of t over a of t. So the volume is equal to the v dot is equal to the volume times 3 a dot of t over a of t. Okay? So what's the energy? E of t.
Well, from our equation, the E dot plus PV dot equals 0, you can just bring the PV dot on the other side and then integrate.
Yes, suppose you do that. But I'm looking for an expression in terms of the energy density.
Energy density, or just the energy per unit volume?
Yes. So what's the energy? Given the energy density, what's the energy? Yes. So it's epsilon of t times v of t. So E dot of t is epsilon dot of t v of t plus epsilon of t E dot of t. So this equals v times epsilon of t plus epsilon dot of plus v dot, which is 3a dot of t over a of t. Okay? So now, let's plug these results back into there. So 0 is E dot plus P V dot. So this is going to be V epsilon dot of t plus 3 A dot of t over A of t plus P V 3 A dot of t A of t. So we can combine this to state, so there's a v here and a v there, so just cancel the v's. And we have 0 is epsilon dot of t plus 3 a dot of t over a of t, 1 plus v of t. Screwed something up, but let's do it. There is an epsilon here. The reason I knew I screwed something up was units didn't match. So that sum equals, so this equation, 0 equals this stuff here, is the fluid equation. Okay, so now we've got two equations in 3 unknown functions. We've got the unknown function epsilon, the unknown function a, and we've reduced the unknown function p. So it seems like we made life worse for ourselves. In that before we had one equation and 2 unknown functions, now we got 2 equations and 3 unknown functions. So we need to start seeing how to get one more equation in order to actually solve the system. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to massage this equation. So we're going to multiply the Friedman equation by a squared. So then it tells us that a dot squared is equal to 8 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon a squared minus kappa c squared over r squared. And now we're going to take the time derivative of this equation. We take time derivative. So we have 2a dot, a double dot, is equal to 8 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon dot a squared plus epsilon 2a dot. And the last term is constant, so its time derivative is 0. And then we'll divide by 2a dot. So that tells us that we have a double dot over a equals 4 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon dot a over a dot plus 2 epsilon. Okay, so now the fluid equation above tells us that, so we're going to solve this equation for, solve this equation here for epsilon dot. So epsilon dot a over a dot equals minus 3 epsilon plus pressure. So we'll substitute this expression in for here in the previous equation. You find then that a double dot, you take a double dot over a is equal to minus 4 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon plus 3 times the pressure. So we had 2 epsilons here and a minus 3 epsilon here, so that's this 1 epsilon, and minus 3p, that's this minus 3p. Okay, so this equation is called the acceleration equation. Okay, so we had the Froude equation from general considerations of energy conservation. We had the Friedmann equation, and we had the acceleration equation now. Notice we derived the acceleration equation starting from the Friedmann equation and using the fluid equation. So there's no new content here. All the content in this equation is already in the Friedmann equation and the fluid equation. So we only have 2 independent equations so far. Okay? But there are 2 independent equations in 3 unknown functions still, epsilon, p, and a. So 2 independent equations, in 3 unknown functions. A, epsilon, and p. Okay, so before we start trying to address how to define one more equation, let's just look at the acceleration equation and examine what it means to us. Is everyone happy with derivation? This is the kind of derivation I might put on an exam, by the way. Everyone happy with it? Okay, so we notice that a double dot over a is proportional to minus 3 epsilon plus 3p. Yeah.
Why do we say there's only two independent equations?
Because the fluid equation, and so we start with the Friedman equation, and then we use the fluid equation, plugging, we manipulate the Friedman equation, we use the fluid equation, and we got the acceleration equation. So the acceleration equation is not an independent equation. It basically has the same content as the equations we started with, the Friedman equation and the fluid equation. So there's nothing new that this is teaching us. It's just a more convenient way of looking at things. So often we'll solve, say, the acceleration equation and the Friedman equation. That's a solution to the system, because the fluid equation is not an independent equation.
And also, so these are three equations that we've derived. What do they describe altogether?
Altogether, they describe the evolution of the universe. So the scale factor, A of t, tells us how big the universe is. And what feeds into the equation is the energy density. So the Einstein equations tell us the geometry of space-time, which is what the scale factor is telling us about, is determined by the matter in the universe, by the stuff in the universe. And epsilon of t is the energy density of the stuff in the universe. The stuff in the universe also exerts a pressure. So the pressure is something which affects how the universe expands or contracts. So it's the energy density and the pressure basically describing how the stuff in the universe is behaving, and the scale factor is telling us how the geometry responds to that stuff in the universe. Okay, so the first thing we notice is that A double dot over A is proportional to minus 3 epsilon plus 3p. So this is positive or negative, depending upon what epsilon and p are. So epsilon plus 3p is less than 0 if p is less than minus 1/3 epsilon. So the energy density is something you can go out and measure. It tells us that there's stuff in the universe. So the energy density is something which is positive. So the pressure can be negative. And this guy is in total negative, and the pressure is less than minus 1/3 epsilon. So the pressure is less than minus 1/3 epsilon. This quantity, A double dot over A, is positive. The thing in brackets is negative, there's a minus sign in front, whole thing is positive. So this tells us the acceleration of the universe so the universe has got a scale factor, it's expanding. We know that from Hubble's observations. That expansion is accelerating when A double dot is positive, and that happens when the stuff in the universe driving the expansion has a pressure which is less than minus 1/3 epsilon. Yeah?
So what is negative pressure?
So if you consider a sheet of rubber, for example, and you compress it. When you compress it, you're applying force per unit area, and that's positive pressure. So compress, get positive pressure. Now, suppose you take the same sheet of rubber and you expand it, or you stretch it. When you stretch it, the pressure will be negative. In analogy, you're sort of stretching the universe in a way such that the pressure is negative. So nothing is in principle unusual about these negative pressures. It turns out that the pressure is always going to be greater than or equal to minus epsilon. And that's because, it's again for reasons of general relativity. If you consider pressures that are smaller than the minus epsilon, you end up violating what are called energy conditions in general relativity. So in order to form wormholes in general relativity, for example, need to violate these energy conditions. So these are sort of unphysical solutions to general relativity. So I'm not going to explain why this is true, but it's true that there's the lower bound on the pressure. But nothing in principle is unusual about pressures being negative. Okay, so we cheated here in many places. The proper way of doing this is to look at the Einstein equation. The Einstein equation tells us that there's a tensor reform, which is called G mu nu, which is R mu nu minus 1/2 G mu nu R, and this is purely geometric. And the equation that Einstein derived says that this tensor is equal to 8 pi G Newton over c to the fourth times some other tensor, T mu nu. And this is the stuff for the universe. So in this tensor is the energy density and the pressure. So what the Friedmann equation is it's the time-time component. Of the Einstein equation. And the acceleration equation is obtained from the space-space component. Of the Einstein equation. So these mu's and nu's represent indices. These indices can be either a time index or a spatial index. If you look at the time indices here, so mu and nu both represent time indices, then the Einstein equation is the Friedmann equation. And if you look at the case where mu and nu both represent spatial indices, that's the acceleration equation. And we're working in a metric that's diagonal, so there's no time-space component to these equations.
So,
Yeah.
so why did you say we cheated with our previous derivation? What was wrong with it?
Well, we discussed last time the Friedmann equation is a Newtonian approximation that we looked at. We looked at shells of matter and so on. That's not quite how you do it properly. So in order to do it properly, we need to go through this procedure. So that's what we cheated. We use some.
Even with these new equations now, we're using the correct.
Well, we used the Friedmann equation in order to derive this equation, so it's the same cheating.
But did we use the Newtonian Friedmann or the?
No, we used the regular Friedmann equation, but I promoted the regular Friedmann equation to the correct Friedmann equation, and that was the cheating.
So,
Yeah.
what is a tensor?
Okay, so a tensor is a generalized matrix, if you like. So a tensor is just a name given to objects with a bunch of indices that transform in particular ways. So if you consider, for example, a vector, V. The vector has got an index mu. So you can imagine a vector, for example, being time x, y, and z. So this index mu tells me which component of this vector I'm studying. So v0, for example, is time, v1 is x, v2 is y, v3 is z. So this is a 4 vector. I can imagine some object, call it m mu nu, which is a matrix. So again, the 0, 0 component is here, the 0, 1 component is there, the 0, 2 component is there, the 0, 3 component is there, etc. The 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, and so on. So by specifying mu and nu, I'm specifying an element in this matrix. there's nothing to stop me from not throwing on any extra indices. So in general, some tensor T has indices mu1 through mu(n). Okay, so just specifying some component of a generalized matrix this way. But in addition, it has to transform in a particular way under coordinate transformations. So that's the extra added content in calling this a tensor. So, for example, if I do a Lorentz transformation, Lorentz transformations are rotations, boosts, those sort of things that you've seen in special relativity. So if you look at a Lorentz transformation, you obtain a new vector, v nu, with coordinates that are determined by the coordinates of the initial vector. And here you're summing on the repeated index mu. So this is matrix multiplication of a matrix times a vector in order to get another vector. So if things transform in the appropriate way, it's called a tensor. Yeah?
So they don't exist physically, like the sense of a vector.
Well, I mean, this is a vector. It exists physically. It's telling you the space-time coordinate of a point of space-time event.
Yeah, but I was saying for tensor there. That's
Sure, they also exist. I mean, there's no reason why you just stop at two indices.
okay, I suppose. Then why would they be? Okay, that's not. Yeah.
So, for example, if you're thinking about stresses and strains on an object in elastic media, you may, in order to study these things, you may invoke things in more than two indices, for example. If you think, for example, about the curvature of space-time, in order to describe the curvature of space-time, you often need things with more than two indices. They're physical things. It's just that we don't necessarily encounter them that often, because often matrices are enough for describing, say, a rotation of an object. Okay, so this kind of technology was invented in the late 19th century. So Einstein was able to talk to mathematicians and obtain an understanding of these objects in order to formulate general relativity in the early 20th century. So this is one of these cases in which the mathematics had to be developed in order to do the physics. And it took some time for mathematics to be developed properly. So oftentimes we find that progress in theoretical physics really relies on progress in other areas as well. And this is a prime example of that. Yes?
Would you say that it's been a case for the past century or so, with physicists of advanced mathematics more than mathematicians?
Well, I like to think so. I'm a string theorist, so I'm speaking from a very biased perspective. In string theory, has no experimental evidence whatsoever. The reason we believe in string theory is because it's the only way to make sense of quantum mechanics and gravity simultaneously. And one of the circumstantial pieces of evidence that string theory is on the right track is that it's teaching mathematicians about mathematics. And you would expect that a theory that's completely useless as a physical theory wouldn't have that property. This may be somewhat naive, and the reason I say this is because of historical precedent to the contrary. Historical precedent to the contrary is in the late 19th century, physicists were trying to understand atoms. And one of the proposals for understanding atoms is called vortex theory. So Lord Kelvin and a number of others were involved in the development of vortex theory. And the idea is basically you have some fluid. In this fluid you have vortices. These vortices are somehow the atom. The thing is that in studying these fluids and these vortices, these guys solved a bunch of differential equations, and they taught mathematicians how to solve classes of differential equations. So that's a theory of physics that's completely non-descriptive of nature, that nevertheless taught mathematicians about mathematics. So it may be that string theory is a similar dead end. I don't think so. But, it's a possibility. Okay?
So, if it does happen that string theory is like a talented, will you just wipe it out? Anything that was derived using string theory will just be wiped out from physics.
That's usually how science works. I mean, if something is wrong, it's wrong. There's no point in pursuing something that's wrong. So, Lamarck had a theory of genetics, a theory of how traits are inherited. It's completely wrong. Darwin was right. So people study evolution these days. People don't study Lamarck's bizarre ideas. That's how science works. Huxley once said the great tragedy of science is displaying the real hypothesis by an ugly fact. That often happens. We're trying to describe nature. We're not. Nature has no responsibility or obligation to fit our conceptions of aesthetics. It is what it is, and we need to study it in its own right. And if we're wrong, then we know better now. So that's progress.
Yeah.
Part of the fun of science is a challenge of figuring things out. And in order to figure things out, you often make mistakes in the process, and you just need to learn from mistakes. That's, constantly I'm in my office writing down equations and calculations, and often they're wrong. They're never published because I know they're wrong. But in order to get the right answer, you need to go through a number of wrong answers sometimes. It's the same as doing homework, but in the homework problems you're set, someone knows there's an answer. In the problems I'm doing, I don't know if there's an answer. So it's fun. You're discovering something. And maybe you can't solve the problem. So you find out a problem to solve. Keeps me off the streets. So it's useful in that respect. Okay, so we have two independent equations and three unknown functions. And in order to relate these equations, we need one more equation. The equation we're looking for is the equation of the type P is P of epsilon. So this equation is called an equation of state. So a familiar equation of state that you've seen is the ideal gas law. It's the equation which describes energy density of particles and pressure of volumes. So in general, equations of state are very, very complicated. They're nonlinear, say condensed matter systems. They're very messy. So fortunately, in cosmology, the equations of state we encounter are as simple as you can imagine. The equations of state we'll look at are the form P equals W epsilon. So W is the equation of state parameter. And we'll see that in many, many cases that are physical relevance, the pressure is just proportional to the energy density. And that gives us three equations and three unknown functions that we can then address. Okay, so the equation of state parameter is dimensionless. It's just a number. And the pressure and the energy density, as we've seen, are the same units. Okay, so we'll look at equations of state in two different cases. The first case is a non-relativistic gas, and that equation of state will be relevant to a universe which is matter-dominated. The second equation we'll look at is the equation of state in a universe that's a relativistic gas. It'll be relevant for a universe that's radiation-dominated, where photons are moving at the speed of light. Okay? So before we do that, why don't we take a short break? Okay, so we'll start by looking at non-relativistic gas. So gas molecules, the root, for example, is a non-relativistic gas. Velocities are much, much smaller than the speed of light. So there's an ideal gas law. We usually write the ideal gas law as PV is N K Boltzmann T. So T is temperature, N is the number of particles, P is pressure, and V is volume. But we're going to write this slightly differently. Write this as P is equal to rho over mu K Boltzmann T. So rho is the mass density. So essentially divide both sides by the volume. So that gives me, if I divide both sides by the volume, I have pressure equals N over V, K Boltzmann T. N over V is the number density. And I converted the number density to a mass density by multiplying by the average mass of a molecule in the room. So Nu equals rho, and divide that by that average mass. Okay. So mu is mean mass of a molecule. Okay. So this guy here is another form of the ideal gas law. So now I can write the pressure as energy density over mu c squared times K Boltzmann T. So how do I figure out the energy density? Okay, let's, okay, remember we want, okay, so we don't actually need to figure out the energy density, I'm just confused myself. We want an equation which looks like P equals W epsilon. Okay, so we've got the equation P equals epsilon times this stuff. So we have this equals K Boltzmann T over mu c squared times epsilon. So we know that in addition to the ideal gas law, there's another law which applies to gas molecules, called the equipartition theorem. The equipartition theorem tells us that 1/2 mu v squared equals 3/2 K Boltzmann T. So 3 is because there are 3 degrees of, there are 3 directions in which gases can move. There are 3 orthogonal directions in the room. So there's 1/2 kBT for each direction the degree of freedom the gas molecule enjoys. So kBT is mu v squared over 3.
So
Yeah.
is this velocity or volume?
So this velocity is it's called the root mean squared velocity. It basically tells us how often gas molecules, it's related to how often gas molecules collide with each other. And that's related to temperature, because temperature is generated by collisions of these molecules. Okay, so we can plug kBT into this expression here. So the mu's will cancel, and we have pressure is equal to 1/3 V squared over C squared times the energy density. So, for a non-relativistic gas, V squared is much, much less than C squared. So, the ratio V squared over C squared, or 3C squared, is much, much less than 1. So for non-relativistic matter, the equation of state parameter W is approximately 0. So the pressure is 0 for matter. Okay. So now how about a relativistic gas? So we derived that P is 1/3 V squared over C squared times the energy density. For a relativistic gas, V squared is about C squared. So then, this equals 1/3 epsilon. So the pressure is the energy density divided by 3 for relativistic stuff like photons. Okay, so there are two different equations of state. Equations of state that we discovered so far are P equals 0 for ordinary matter, and P equals 1/3 epsilon for radiation. Okay, so now we end up having 3 equations and 3 unknown functions, and we can solve. In principle, anyway. Yeah.
So what did you mean at the beginning that the Friedman equation morally describes the energy?
So, I mean that, okay, so one of the exercises on the next tutorial that I'm going to ask is the energy conserved as the universe expands? So I'm not going to tell you the answer. This is what I mean when I say that these are moral equations rather than exact equations. The answer is, well, the answer is no, but yes. I'll let you figure that out.
What about this?
Yes, okay, that's it.
So we have a dot squared over a squared is 8 pi g newton over 3 c squared epsilon minus kappa c squared over r squared a squared, and that's the Friedmann equation. We have a double dot over A is minus 4 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon plus 3p, and that's the acceleration equation. And we have epsilon dot, that's acceleration, epsilon dot plus 3a dot over A times epsilon plus 3p equals 0, and that's a fluid equation. And we notice that two of these are independent. And we have three unknown functions. A of t scale factor, epsilon of t energy density, and p of t the pressure. So we came up with one more equation. So what did I screw up? That's a p. And we came up with one more equation, p equals w epsilon equation instead. This gives us three independent equations in three unknown functions. Okay? And we notice this equation of state is different for matter and for radiation. Now, I want to make some comments on this third equation that we, third independent equation we obtained. And I want to relate, essentially, I want to see what this means, this equation. It's related to speed of sound in media. So, you might ask yourself, you know, for example, you see lightning and then you hear thunder. So you might ask yourself, why is it that the speed of sound is so different from the speed of light? So the speed of sound in a medium, cs squared, is the speed of light times dp d epsilon. So this then equals c squared times w, where w is the equation of state parameter. So the speed of sound is root w times the speed of light in the fluids we're considering. So for matter, where w equals 0, cs is much, much smaller than c. And for radiation, where w is 1/3, cs is c over root 3. So recall that we said the pressure can be negative. This means W can be negative. So this looks like the speed of sound can be imaginary. What the hell does that mean? Any ideas?
We don't hear anything.
So we're defining in terms of dp d epsilon. So suppose you've got a small perturbation in the pressure. So for a substance with negative pressure, that small perturbation doesn't produce daily propagating sound waves. That's what it means. So when we say CS is imaginary, it's really not describing the speed of sound propagating in the medium. What it's describing is an amplitude that grows or decays with time. So CS here indicates, describes an amplitude that grows or decays with time. And we'll see these equations pop up again towards the end of the course when we discuss structure formation in the early universe.
So,
Yeah.
but why would that make the speed of sound imaginary if it's just getting different sized amplitudes?
So you shouldn't think about CS as something as a speed of sound. You should just think about it as describing some other physics. The physics is describing is some change in the amplitudes. And we'll see how this is relevant towards the end of the course again in structure formation. I leave the acceleration equation up, and we'll make some more comments about pressure now. So we noticed that A double dot is positive if pressure is less than or equal to minus 1/3 epsilon, greater than minus epsilon. So W is between minus 1/3 and minus 1. So in the present epoch, W is approximately minus 1. In the earlier parts of the universe, in the earlier histories of the universe, we were radiation dominated. So W was 1/3. And then for a long time, we were matter dominated. So W was 0. And now we are so-called dark energy dominated. So in particular, W is minus 1. So we see in the early universe, W was bigger, and then it became something intermediate, and then became something even smaller. And it seems to have bottomed out. This transition from matter domination to dark energy domination is relatively recent in the history of the universe. It happened maybe 6 billion years ago. Well, yeah. So objects with W in this interval are referred to as dark energy. And there are various models for what dark energy is. We don't actually know what dark energy is. We don't know what W equals minus 1 is, but one candidate for W equals minus 1 is the cosmological constant. The cosmological constant is the vacuum energy density. Of the universe. So that's the next topic we're going to discuss. Okay. So initially, when Einstein solved the eponymous equations, he found that for FRW type universes, A of t is not static. By static, we mean A dot equals 0, and A double dot equals 0. So the universe is unchanging as a function of time. So lambda was introduced, cosmological constant was introduced by Einstein in order to have a static universe. This lambda is a cosmological constant. Okay, so remember the Poisson equation. Poisson equation, which we discussed on Monday, was that del squared phi, gravitational potential, you take the velocity of the gravitational potential, and this gives you 4 pi g Newton times the mass density. The acceleration is minus the gradient of this potential. So in a static universe, the acceleration is 0. So that tells us then that phi is constant. If phi is constant, the Laplacian of phi is what? 0. So rho is 0. So the only static universe is a completely empty universe. So kind of boring.
What you're saying is so obvious that
What?
if you're saying that a static universe is really possible for the universe is empty, then why did Einstein realize it immediately?
Well, Einstein knew the universe has got stuff in it, right?
Yeah.
So he needs to fix his equation in order to get a static universe with stuff in it. So at the time, Hubble hadn't made his measurements for the expansion of the universe, so no one knew that the universe was expanding. In fact, at the time, people didn't know there were other galaxies besides our own. People thought these nebulae, which, things like Andromeda, they didn't know whether Andromeda was in our galaxy or way out there. So that whole debate wasn't settled. What are these nebulae that people are seeing in the Messier catalog? There was no experimental observational evidence of the universe remaining but static on large scales. Okay, so suppose we had a matter-filled universe. And suppose you arrange things so it was initially static. So at some time t, a dot and a double dot are both 0. Yeah.
So just to ask, why if minus epsilon less than or equal to p less than or equal to minus 1 over 3 epsilon, why does that imply that w is in between minus 1 and minus 1 over 3?
Because p is equal to w epsilon divided by epsilon.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Okay, so suppose we've got an initially static universe. and it's matter filled. So because gravity attracts, this will start to collapse. So Einstein's theory doesn't really change the fact that gravity is attractive. It just tells us that gravity only propagates at the speed of light. So eventually, a universe which has matter in it will attract the other matter and the universe will collapse. So an initially static configuration in a matter-filled universe is unstable. It will collapse. So suppose a matter-filled universe was initially expanding. Well, we noticed that such a universe will either expand forever or it will reach a maximum size and then collapse. And this is analogous to escape velocity. If the expanding is sufficiently fast to begin with, it will keep expanding. If it's expanding sufficiently fast, reach a maximum, and then the attractive force of gravity will cause it to collapse. So Einstein's puzzle then was how to create a matter-filled universe that doesn't either expand or collapse. So his solution was to modify the Poisson equation. So the modification he proposed was del squared phi plus lambda equals 4 pi g Newton. Right. So this lambda is a cosmological constant. It's not a function of time. And it has units of time to the minus 2. Okay? So we have a static universe. If we can use lambda to exactly balance the role that matter is playing. So if lambda is equal to 4 pi g Newton rho, then del squared phi equals 0, because you cancel this term with this term. And then we have a universe in which phi is constant. So that's pretty clever. What does this mean for the Friedmann equations if we have this extra term and the acceleration equations and so on? Question? So if we include lambda, Friedmann equation is modified. Acceleration equation is similarly modified. And the fluid equation stays the same. Okay, so you can think about absorbing this lambda into epsilon. So if we send epsilon tilde equals epsilon plus epsilon lambda, where epsilon lambda is c squared over 8 pi g Newton times lambda, the form of the acceleration equation is the same as before. So if lambda is constant in time, so is epsilon lambda, because it's just multiplied by a prefactor, c squared over 8 pi g Newton. So if we want to look at what happens to the acceleration equation, we have this is telling us lambda over 3 is equal to 8 pi g Newton over c squared epsilon lambda. Just solving that equation. And we then have a double dot over A is minus 4 pi d Newton over 3c squared epsilon minus 2 epsilon lambda plus 3 times the pressure. I'm just pulling this lambda over 3 into this expression here. That's where this factor 2 is coming from. And this equals minus 4 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon plus epsilon lambda plus 3 pressure minus epsilon lambda. So this is epsilon tilde, and this would be pressure tilde in order to get the same form of the acceleration equation we had previously. So what this is telling us is that the pressure you associate to the cosmological constant is minus the energy density associated with the cosmological constant. So this is minus c squared over 8 pi g Newton times lambda.
Okay. Sorry, is that L to the 3 or 3 over lambda? Sorry, the second one.
Second line. This one here.
Yeah, sorry, what does that first term say?
C squared over 8 pi g Newton.
No, I'm
This
not okay.
is epsilon lambda.
Okay, thank you.
Is the energy density associated to lambda.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we've derived that in order for the form of the acceleration equation and the frequency equation to remain the same, we can absorb the cosmological constant we introduced into the energy density, and we see that the pressure associated with the cosmological constant is minus the energy density. So this equation of state parameter here is minus 1. So, a natural question to ask is, how is this possible? How do we find something with energy density that's constant and negative pressure? So, the observation, which is weird, is the energy density in lambda remains constant despite the expansion of the universe. So remember, energy density is energy, so epsilon is energy per unit volume. So the volume is increasing with the expansion of the universe. The energy, total energy, has to be increasing as well in exactly a manner to cancel the volume in order for the ratio to be constant for lambda. That's weird. If you have stuff in the universe is expanding, that stuff should get diluted. So, well, maybe. So we'll see what this means momentarily. So let's look at what the static universe means in this context. So the universe is static if a dot equals a double dot equals 0. So suppose a double dot equals 0. Then 0 is minus 4 pi g Newton over 3c squared epsilon plus 3p plus lambda over 3. So suppose we've got matter in the universe. So epsilon plus 3p equals epsilon, since the pressure for matter is 0. So we divide this by c squared to epsilon over c squared, which is rho. So this tells us that 4 pi g Newton over 4 times rho over 3 is lambda over 3, or lambda is 4 pi g Newton rho, which is what we were claiming initially, in order to have no acceleration. So now, we know the universe is static, so a dot equals 0 as well. So let's plug this into the Friedmann equation. So Friedmann tells us that 0 is 8 pi g Newton rho over 3 minus kappa c squared over r squared. So we have a dot equals 0 and a double dot equals 0. So let's just set a equal to 1. So that's why I'm not writing a squared there. Plus lambda over 3. So this equals 4 pi. So combining this term and that term, you have 4 pi g Newton rho minus kappa c squared over r squared. So in order for these two terms to cancel, to get 0 on the left-hand side, kappa has to be positive. So this implies that kappa equals plus 1, and 4 pi g Newton rho is c squared over r squared, or r is c over the square root of 4 pi g Newton rho, which is c over the square root of lambda. Okay. So a static universe is positively curved, and we can compute the radius of curvature of this universe in terms of lambda, which is determined by the mass density. lambda doing? Lambda is essentially like, it's gravity that exerts a repulsive force. That's basically what lambda is doing. It's kind of weird, but it's true. You're forcing a static universe by saying there's this energy density in the universe that exerts negative pressure in such a way to exactly cancel and balance gravitational attraction. So in essence, lambda is acting on large scales like anti-gravity. So lambda, because of negative pressure, exerts a repulsive force that exactly balances gravitational attraction. So, suppose we perturb a static universe a tiny bit. So we had we had A equals A0, which is 1. Suppose we set A0, we set A to A0 plus delta A. We just perturb it a tiny bit. What happens? Well, rho gets smaller as the volume increases. Let's assume delta A is positive. Okay? So, because the universe expands, the volume, the mass density is diluted, but lambda stays the same. Because it's constant, independent of the volume. So now, repulsion no longer balances attraction, repulsion is slightly bigger than attraction. So the universe expands due to the repulsion, and that means rho gets diluted even further. So this becomes more repulsive, and the universe keeps expanding. So we have a runaway expansion. So even though lambda gives us a static universe, the static universe is unstable. Similarly, if we send A0 to A0 minus delta A, then we have a runaway contraction. Because now the attraction is bigger than repulsion due to the universe getting smaller, the mass densities increased. So the static universe is a solution with lambda but it's an unstable equilibrium. Any tiny perturbation away from equilibrium either creates runaway expansion or runaway contraction. So, if lambda is greater than 4 pi g Newton rho, then we have accelerating expansion. And this is indeed what we see today. So when we say the universe is dominated by cosmological constant today, what it means is we're in a phase where the expansion is accelerating. And it's expanding, accelerating in this sort of runaway fashion. It'll keep accelerating. in its expansion. At least unless something dramatic changes. So our universe today is dominated by a cosmological constant. Okay, so we have this cosmological constant. It's doing some very strange things. What is it? How do we make sense of this? So, what is the cosmological constant? How can it be constant? So, the answer, maybe, lies in the vacuum. So the vacuum is present everywhere in the universe, and that's independent of the expansion of the universe. However big the universe is, wherever you are in the universe, there is the vacuum. In a quantum theory, the vacuum is dynamic. In particular, you can use the uncertainty principle to borrow energy. So in very, very small times, delta t, you have large energies, delta E, such that the geometric mean of the change in the energy and the change in the interval in time is a square root h bar. So this is a property of the universe that's independent of the scale factor. So the cosmological constant is essentially borrowing energy from the vacuum in tiny intervals delta t. That's something which doesn't care about how big the universe is. It's a property of the universe wherever you are. So that's a way in which, with energy density, you associate to the vacuum. So the natural scale for the vacuum energy density, evac, is the Planck energy, m Planck c squared, divided by the Planck length cubed, divided by volume. And this works out to be, in the appropriate units, 10 to 121 GeV per meter cubed. So it doesn't really matter what a GeV is. The thing is, when you measure this, the measured value is about 1 GeV per meter cubed. So the prediction, the natural scale for this, is 120 orders of magnitude bigger than what you measure. So this is probably the largest mismatch between an observation and a prediction in the history of science. So no one knows how to resolve this mismatch. It goes under the name the cosmological constant problem.
What is the actual problem?
It's a small problem. It's no question. And the issue, the difficulty, is that there's no solution that any two people who are experts in the field agree upon. In fact, most of us at some point in our career write a paper or two to explain this cosmological constant problem. I've written multiple papers on this theme that don't agree with each other. So I don't even know what the answer is internally. I don't have any strong commitment to a particular answer. It's no question. In fact, if you look at all the attempts to solve this problem, you probably multiply by all the physicists in our field, and you multiply that by some factor, say 3. So everyone proposed 3 different explanations. There's no good answer to this question. So it's something, because it involves quantum field theory at a very deep level, it involves cosmology, it involves the dynamics of the universe on large scales. It's a problem that is a problem of quantum gravity that remains mysterious and puzzling and open. So when you guys become part of our community, start writing research papers, think about this problem and try to come up with a solution that you can convince your colleagues is correct, because none of us have been able to do it yet.
Sorry, what is the natural scale?
Natural scale is epsilon vacuum, E vacuum.
Okay.
So this is epsilon lambda. Okay, so this is essentially all I want to say about cosmic dynamics. So when we meet next time, we can start going over the tutorial, post tutorial, and you can investigate things like using energy constants, universe. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow at a more reasonable hour.